250 class highlights from the Elf Fuels Unadilla National, round 26 of Super Motocross. 2 Kawasaki's up front in Moto 1 is Levi Kitchen, Ty Masterpool. Also, Max Anstey is there.
Yeah, Levi Kitchen feeling good after a couple weeks off, after an off weekend in Washuga's hometown. Nice to see him back. And Tom Vialle early in the race, this is the first lap, close to Haiden Deegan. Another mistake in the beginning part of the race, and yeah, just a tough day for Tom. Was able to rebound in that second moto, but this first one wasn't able to get any points. Then it was Chance Hymas. Fastest in practice, over 2 seconds a lap faster than him, and he was able to get around Levi and start pulling away. Looked good for the kid right there.
Oh, he was gone. And here is Kitchen battling it out right ahead of Deegan, looking to make a move on Anstey.
Yeah, Haiden saw a chance getting away. I think he was just kind of waiting, as he mentioned on the podium, that Tom wasn't around him, so he was having fun, really comfortable, no pressure on him. Tries to go after Levi, and this was the big moment of the race. I think Chance was able to break these guys because he about had 8 seconds, and then Unadilla happened. Goes down, was able to get up and ride off, but that was a huge crash right there.
Luckily escaped major injury, and now that leaves Kitchen and Deegan battling for the win.
Yeah, these guys were battling for a while, and once Chance went out, as you said, they went in the lead. I think Haiden was riding with house money, having a good time. He was able to get around. He was whipping it once he passed Levi. Levi did a good job at keeping Haiden close, but Haiden wouldn't be denied this moto.
As a big first moto win there for Deegan, but Kitchen kept it close right to the end, as you'll see there, and he's looking forward to a rematch in the second moto. And once again, he'd pull a motorsport.com hole shot.
Yeah, this was clean. Had a Chase Sexton win basically out front. Levi was looking good all day, and I think he had a little bit of motivation because in his beginning part, just like Chase did in that 450, he set sail, got a little gap on these guys. Joe Shimoda was in third, and this was Ty. He was up in the first, up there in the first race, and then we didn't see what happened. The second one, up in second behind his teammate, goes down here. Tough way. This was Casey Cochran in the opening lap. Hopefully he's all right, holding his wrist right there. I know his mama, she'll keep him up. It'll be tough enough. A tough break for him after a few weeks ago getting his first ever podium.
Yeah, it was trending the right way for him. Here's Hymas, who did actually come back for the second moto.
Yeah, Chance, I mean, he actually made a lot of passes, so you wonder, like, did it just start, the pain start kicking in, or did he, you know, hit something? But nonetheless, he was able to ride off, and I'm sure he'll recover and get ready for Butts Creek.
Joe Shimoda, second, keeping the heat on Kitchen until he goes down.
Yeah, and it looks like a simple tip over, but you can tell that the height of that flagger, he had a big drop, and when he hit, it's a sudden stop that gets you, no matter how much it is, and it was tough to see Joe go down right there.
Yeah, bummer. So that was the end of the battle for the lead, because Deegan, back in third, was never able to really get in sight of Kitchen. He took over second, but this time not able to threaten him, and that means 2-1 scores for the 47 and an overall win, and that's 2 overall wins in the last 3 races. The only race where he's been bad was his home race at Washougal a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, Levi can finish this year off strong. I mean, he almost won that Supercross title. He's in second in points here, so if he can continue this momentum, maybe he has an opportunity to win the whole championship. Be a great year for him.
Yeah, could be SMX for him. And just as big a story, look who takes third. That is Jalik Swoll on the Triumph. First podium for them in the United States. It is their first year racing. They have a brand new motorcycle, dirt bike, that they've never made before from scratch, and they deliver a podium.
Yeah, look at those points, all 13. They tied. It's Jalik Swoll, Garrett. Shout out to him for coming back, and Mitch Payton. Good for him, and Max Anstey rounding out 5th place.
Man, Marchbank's almost podium today. That would have been massive as well in his return to the 250 class, and first ride in years for that Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Now we look at the standings, and Deegan stretching the lead to 70 points, 50 available in each championship weekend. So that means it is very likely that Deegan can wrap up the title next weekend. And if you want to see that in person, come hang out at Budds Creek just outside of Washington, D.C. next Saturday. Vialle, after the first moto crash, moved back to 3rd in the standings. We'll see what the situation is for Shimoda and Hymas coming up. Both Honda riders had some crashes today. So we're going to talk 250 class here. It's one that what might have been. It ends with Levi Kitchen with the overall victory. But I got to go all the way back to Chance Hymas. He was about to go next level, and you said it right. Unadilla happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time here, and look, it's those moments. And yeah,
Tom Vialle. Yep.
Yeah, Tom Vialle had a lot of moments this year where he was out front, had an opportunity to close some points down, and he has this happen. So for sure, for him, coming off that Supercross championship, I'm sure he's a little disappointed. Same thing with Chance Hymas after getting that win a few weeks ago, and then out front, the way he passed those guys in the opening part, you knew he had that belief. So tough break for him. And as much as Deegan has a huge points lead, but these guys are a lot closer than this point seem, and it's pretty weird to see that. Another crash with Joe Shimoda, and hopefully he's all right. It's a tough hit for him, and both those guys, but they're all fighting.
Well, Deegan made the point on the podium with that second place finish in the Moto and overall. He's like, I got a points lead, and I saw a lot of guys going down.
Yeah, I mean, Haiden, I mean, he experienced this last year. I mean, it wasn't his fault, but he had something happen, and yeah.
Bike broke, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, this title is his to lose. So the only way these guys can get back in if you're doing something like that. I think the way Haiden played this thing was perfect. That first moto, those guys were out running. Chance was gone. I don't think Haiden was really worried about him, but once the race kind of came through, and if he's close, he's going to try to win. But if not, he'll do what he did that second moto. Those guys are too far, I'll try to push. And if not, I'll just take my points and go on to the next race. So he's in a great spot. But, yeah, I think for him, he always wants to win. But the main goal is to be able to wrap this championship up. And he might be able to do it the first moto. If he gets another, 5 points over Levi, he might have a chance to win it after the first moto.
That's right. As for the Honda riders, it's one that got away. Let's send it to Katie Osborne with more on that.
Yeah, Weege, that's absolutely a good way to put it. The one that got away for them. What a roller coaster for Honda here this weekend. You have the bright, shiny lights of that 2025 bike. Hunter coming in with an overall of second. Meanwhile, the 250 class just needing a little TLC. A tough day at the office, as the team was just telling me. Chance Hymas, with his situation, we just saw what that gnarly crash looked like. I was actually standing by with Chase Sexton and AP watching that go down live, and everybody was concerned, hey man, he's not getting up, what happened? And of course, shortly thereafter, we saw him get up. He started riding again, and that is something that with Chance, you know, it's a guy who knew that he needed to focus on himself, and I think the bravery that Chance showed today with yet an update from the team on what really happened to him, the bravery for him to take himself off the track and say, I'm looking at myself right now and making sure that that's the case. Meanwhile, Joe Shimoda, we saw him go to the Alpine Stars. We saw him on that cart right there. The guy wasn't moving very fast from top up. We know that there is an issue there. They're trying to dissect it, diagnose it. And of course, that's one of those updates. Wait for next weekend. We'll figure out what happened to these guys here this weekend. And of course, we hope that they're okay. But we know that for Honda and the 250 camp, tough day at the office.
For a dull moment in Pro Motocross or SMX in general, when you combine these standings with the Monster Energy Supercross standings, they look like this. Haiden Deegan, a 43-point lead now over Kitchen. The key to understand is they will reset the points before the playoffs. They'll enter in this order. If it ends like this, Deegan will have what would essentially be a one-race haul of points for being the largest point scorer throughout the year. He would enter with a 25-point score. Kitchen would enter with 22. Vialle would enter with 20. That's essentially the way it works. If one race is basically what the whole season gets you. So if you look at that and think, Deegan's got a massive lead when the playoffs begin. No. Sexton, same thing in the 450s. His lead is going to go away. Levi Kitchen is rallying at the right time.
No, absolutely. And, yeah, we got double points, triple points. Yep. So it's more important for these guys, Levi and, you know, hopefully Joe's okay, and even Chance, to be firing, at least winning races, showing speed, because they do have an opportunity to win this championship the whole after the playoffs. So for them, yeah, the seeding, they're kind of solidified where they're going to be, whether they drop down 1 or 2 spots, but it's more important to be firing. So even with Chance Hymas pulling off the track, normally 2 more races, we're done for the season. Yeah. So it does make sense. Look, if you feel good on speed, which you've been pretty good, you're hurt, but you're not too bad, let's rest up. Let's go next weekend, because we know there's 5 more races left, and you still have an opportunity to make this a great year.
Right now, Haiden Deegan just trying to focus on making it happen and score his first ever Pro Motocross championship As we said, with a 70-point lead, he's in position to do it next week.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.